For more on this, we're joined by Omar Shakir. He is Human Rights Watch's Israel and Palestine Director in the Middle East and North Africa Division. Great to have you here with us on Tier 2 World. In your experience covering humanitarian crises unfolding across the world, tell me, what's your navigation through the humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in the Gaza Strip? How much worse could it get?
I mean, I've said probably multiple times, if not dozens of times, that I couldn't have imagined things getting any worse, and yet they're getting worse. I mean, the Israeli government has for months now been using starvation of civilians as a weapon of war, which is a war crime. They have been deliberately obstructing the entry of food, of medical supplies, of aid, of water into Gaza. Meanwhile, the Israeli government is further escalating its campaign. It's an abhorrent escalation of acts of genocide, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. And the people in Gaza have been 80 days with a total blockade. And now only a trickle of aid is entering, and this new aid distribution program is riddled with deep flaws that create the entirely predictable reality that humanitarians warned of that we're seeing unfold on our TV screens right now. The people in Gaza are being bombed. They're starving. They're displaced multiple times over. The majority of their homes, their schools, their hospitals have been damaged or destroyed, and the Israeli government isn't hiding what it's doing. It is saying directly it wants to reduce the remainder of Gaza to rubble, to concentrate the population into a tiny area, to decide who eats, what they eat, when they eat. This is nothing short of grave crimes against humanity, including of extermination and acts of genocide.
Omar, I'm sure in your role at the Human Rights Watch, you must have covered human rights violations across the world, war crimes. I want to ask you, when you look at the situation in Gaza, is there any precedent?
Look, I mean, this is not only, I think, undoubtedly the worst repression, bloodshed, carnage, humanitarian crisis in the modern history of Israel-Palestine, but in many ways it is unprecedented in the world. I've certainly worked on many different contexts, from Egypt and Pakistan to Yemen, and what I'm seeing on the ground in Gaza unfolding day by day, week by week, month by month is something I could not have fathomed in my worst nightmare. We're talking about tens of thousands of Palestinians who have been killed, continuously every day as a direct result of hostilities, likely thousands more that have died as a result of malnutrition, of dehydration. This has affected everybody. I mean, thousands of young children, of women, of older people, of people with disabilities. The brutality and abhorrent way this armed conflict has been waged has really spared nobody. So this is testing the very basic principles of the rules-based international order. That order, which grew out of the ashes of World War II, is being destroyed amid the carnage and destruction in Gaza. And the international community has failed the test of defending those principles for week after week, month after month. There's been a slow shift in recent days with some shifts in the international community's approach, but it's not enough and it's not fast enough. And the fate of more than 2 million people in Gaza hangs in the balance.
Omar, before I let you go, as the Human Rights Watch, what would be your message to the international community?
The message would be the Israeli government, this should be a 5-alarm fire. I mean, the Israeli government is hastening the extermination of the Palestinian people. That's not words I use lightly. And we're at a critical inflection point. And the international community, words are not enough. Action is needed. States must cut off arms sales to the Israeli government. They must review with an eye towards suspending bilateral agreements. They must stop trade with settlements. They must call out the injustice for what they are. They must support justice processes, accountability measures at the International Criminal Court and the Court of Justice, because not only is this about saving lives in Gaza, but these states have duties to prevent genocide under the Genocide Convention. That duty was triggered long ago. States could be liable for failing to act under the Genocide Convention and even for complicity in some of these atrocities. And what's at stake is not just the fate of millions of Palestinians, but it's really the fate of civilians around the world in situations of armed conflict and hostilities, because eviscerating international humanitarian law and the institutions charged with defending and protecting it will have ramifications far beyond Israel-Palestine. Action is needed immediately, and quite literally lives hang in the balance.
Omar Shakir, thanks very much for joining me here on Tier 2 World. Appreciate your taking out the time.